It's great when you can get games significantly cheaper than the retail price they go for, so in this video, we'll be taking a look at 10 great PS4 games under $20. Let's get right into this. Bloodborne for $19.93. Bloodborne was arguably the PlayStation 4's first true system seller. Developed by From Software, the guys famous for Dark Souls, Bloodborne bears a lot of resemblance. It's a dark action RPG in a great medieval setting. Atmospherically, Bloodborne is one of the best games you'll play, and it really absorbs you into the world. Now available for just $20, it is a fantastic deal. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for $12. Assassin's Creed has been one of those franchises that has gotten a bit worn out. For a while, we were getting an open world adventure every year, and that can get tiring. However, that doesn't change the fact that some of these games were absolutely excellent, and that is definitely the case for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which had a great story, an engaging main character, a ton of diverse content, and your solid Assassin's Creed gameplay. Now it's available for $12, and that's a bargain.
Here to be the devil, and all men will submit.
And kings and queens curse your name. You defy them by living free.
Titanfall 2 for $19.99. Titanfall 2 was one of those criminally underrated games of 2016, maybe because it released right around the time of some other FPS juggernauts such as Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. However, you can make a serious argument that Titanfall 2 was superior to those two games. It took everything from the first Titanfall game and just made it better, added a single-player campaign that's actually pretty good, and the multiplayer has a ton more depth. The game was already a must-play for FPS fans, but now at $19.99, you've got to give it a look. Ratchet Clank for $18.50. Ratchet Clank was a series that so many people wanted a new entry to, and while the PS4's Ratchet Clank game isn't a brand new game, rather it's a remake of the very first Ratchet Clank game, it's a terrific platformer. And don't think this is your typical remastering, this is Ratchet built ground up for the PlayStation 4, and that shows from the gorgeous visuals. And it retains everything you know and love about Ratchet, the great platforming, the insane weapons, the charming story and characters, and now at $18.50, it's an excellent purchase.
Incoming dropship detected. More bots.
I'm down in the shelter.
Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition for $19.50. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor was one of the early excellent PS4 games. At the time it was released, you could make an argument it was the best title up until that point. It wasn't perfect, but the visuals and satisfying gameplay made it a worthwhile experience. There's also a decent amount of content in the game, amplified by the fact that this is the Game of the Year Edition. You're gonna get some DLC, and for $19.50, it's very much a solid pickup.
Claim the head yourself.
Kill him! Bet you thought I'd die! Guess what? I didn't! I'm gonna make you die now!
The Last of Us Remastered for $17. The Last of Us is arguably the best game on the PlayStation 3, and if it's not number one, it's at least in the top 5, so you can imagine that being able to play The Last of Us on the PS4 with better visuals, a higher frame rate, the DLC packed in, it's pretty great. The game itself is great, an emotional story with fantastic characters and solid gameplay. If somehow you haven't played The Last of Us yet, you must, and if you already did, well, the PS4 version is a great way to revisit the game. $17 for it is a steal. Tales from the Borderlands for $10. The Telltale games have become some of the more popular games on the market. They're interactive, story-driven games, and they're great. However, on the surface, a Telltale-style game mixed with Borderlands doesn't sound like something great, while Tales from the Borderlands is great. The story is great, characters are awesome, and the comedy is on point. For just $10, whether you're a fan of the Telltale games, a fan of Borderlands, or just a fan of comedy, it's a worthwhile experience.
Live like we do.
We got a couple Hyperion warmongers, gentlemen.
The bot! Prime it!
Time to clock in.
Hi.
Kill them all! Don't shoot my face!
Doom for $19.89. First-person shooters are some of the most popular games on the market. However, they're most known for their multiplayer. Doom has an okay multiplayer component, but the real star of the package is the great single-player campaign. It's filled with quality, and it's not your typical 4 to 5 hour campaign. It's a solid 8 to 10 hour experience with great pacing and some memorable moments. The multiplayer isn't bad either, so the whole package is just pretty good. Now for $19.89, it's a good buy.
Demonic threat reduced.
Dark Souls 3 for $19.99. We had Bloodborne on this list, so how could we not mention Dark Souls 3, which was From Software's final game in the franchise, at least for now, and what a way to go out. Dark Souls 3 was the culmination of a near decades-long worth of work, and it shows. Once again, atmospherically, the game is incredibly strong. The boss battles are some of the best, and content-wise, it's loaded. Dark Souls 3 is now $19.99, and for that price, it's a must-buy. And finally, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain for $19.99. Yes, there was a lot of controversy surrounding Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, but if you put that all to the side, what you'll find is an incredibly well-made open-world action-adventure game filled with engaging content and excellently designed gameplay. Sure, it didn't have the same style of storytelling that the previous Metal Gear games had, but there is a deep world in there. Metal Gear Solid 5 is available for $19.99, and that is a ton of content for your money. So that wraps up 10 great PS4 games for under $20. What do you think? Have you played any of these games? If so, what do you think about them? Are there any games we missed? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.